Hello, if you could like and subscribe to my channel, that'd be so kind of you. I'm here doing a review of Raw is War and SmackDown week commencing the 20th of February. So SmackDown starts with Sami Zayn coming out to the crowd. Obviously the crowd goes nuts because Sami Zayn is totally over. He's white hot right now. Basically he feels guilty that he lost the match to Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, still your unified WWE champion. And then he said he wants to speak to one person. That person he calls out is KO. I couldn't really do the music there. KO comes out and basically Sami says he apologized to KO about what's happened, what's been happening, and he wants him and KO to team up to fight the Bloodline. KO then refutes his offer and basically says, if you want somebody out here to fight against you, to team up with you, in fact, to fight the Bloodline, you better go and call your best friend Jey Uso. And basically KO says he didn't help Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber for Sami, he did it for their families and Canada. Then Sami Zayn goes to the back and gets attacked by Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin persists to say he's the last man to beat Roman Reigns. And he's actually the last man to pin Roman Reigns. He actually was. He made Roman Reigns eat, well, tried to make him eat dog food. So then, when they were calling him the big dog. And then it turned into a match. Adam Pearce grants the match is Baron Corbin versus Sami Zayn in a really good match. Go and watch it if you haven't seen it, in which Sami Zayn wins. Then we have Beth and a segment showing Beth and Edge, the grit couple, victorious at Elimination Chamber. Then we have an interview with Dom and Rhea Ripley. Rhea's basically saying she's coming for Charlotte Flair and she's going to take her out and take her title at WrestleMania. Then they showed a clip of Logan Paul costing Seth Rollins his match with his own curb stomp, can you believe? Then we have Edge in the back. Then they show a clip of the post conference at Elimination Chamber showing Austin Theory saying he's doing this US Open challenge or challenge anybody, and they show Edge accepting this offer at the post-fight Elimination Chamber press conference. Then we have Austin Theory getting interviewed in the back saying in 2 weeks John Cena's turning up, and he's saying he also doesn't get enough respect around the locker room. I think that means John Cena's probably going to turn up in 2 weeks and challenge Austin Theory to a match at WrestleMania is what I'm predicting. Then we have Ziggler versus Mustafa Ali in a decent match, but Ali actually got the win for once and got a roll up and a great counter, so congratulations to Mustafa Ali. Then we have Miz and Maurice in the back. Miz received an envelope, but he wouldn't tell anybody what it is, so he's going to break the big news next week on Raw. Then we have Cody Rhodes coming out, but before Cody could say anything, Paul H comes onto the screen. Paul H is basically saying he doesn't think Cody Rhodes can beat Roman Reigns, and even if Cody Rhodes did beat Roman Reigns, he doesn't think Cody is man enough or has the championship caliber talent enough to carry the company for 365 days. Then we had Seth and Becky doing a Hollywood movie type intro for the upcoming WrestleMania in Hollywood. They did this before. I believe that Seth was trying to be the Joker and Becky was trying to be Batman, I believe, or Catwoman, Batman, something like that. But yeah, it was a pretty good skit. Go and watch it, I haven't seen it. Then we had Oscar versus Nikki Cross in a really good match, but no one's beating Oscar right now. She's on fire. After Oscar won the match, Bianca Belair came in the ring. There was a bit of a face-off, and Bianca didn't look as confident as she does look usually. Then we had Carmella in the back saying that she is money, and then we saw Seth in the same interview segment call out Logan Paul and say he's going to hurt him. So we'll see what happens there. Then straight after that, we have MVP calling out Brock Lesnar and called him a coward, and challenges Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania to face Omos. So we will see what happens there. Then we had Miz versus Seth in a really good match. Go and watch, you haven't seen it, which Seth Rollins got the victory. Then we had the Alpha Academy in the back having a back and forth with Bronson Reed. So we'll see what happens there. Then Kaylee interviews the Damage Control in her Knock Knock segment, which Becky comes out accompanied by the Hall of Famer women's champion, former women's champion Lita, and they challenge damage control to a women's tag team championship match at WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens there. Then Candice is interviewed in regards to her husband, Johnny Wrestling. She states he's injured, but then Nikki Cross pulled up, and then she got distracted by Nikki Cross. Then she confronted Nikki Cross to ask her, Nikki Cross, why are you following me? Why are you stalking me? And Nikki Cross said she has no friends. So we will see how that turns out. Then we had Gable versus Bronson in a really good match, but Bronson Reed won. Then we had Elias basically saying who wants to walk with Elias. He started calling out everybody. He started calling out the back. Anyone in the back wants to walk with Elias. Who comes out? Who wants to walk with Elias? Well, he doesn't want to walk with Elias, but Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, came out, squashed Elias basically, and says no one's going to disrespect Bobby Lashley. If they do, they're going down. So we will see who disrespects Bobby Lashley. Then we had Edge in the back questioning Austin Theory's mentality, his championship mentality, his championship goal, and he wants to say, let's test it tonight. Then we had the main event of the evening. It was Edge versus Austin Theory for the US title. Really good match. Go and watch if you haven't seen it. But in the end, there was interference from Finn Balor, who actually cost Edge the match, and Theory won. And then Edge got a beat down from Finn Balor after the match. So really good show there for Raw. Then we go over to SmackDown. SmackDown shows the Elimination Chamber. Highlights from Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn, all the fallout. Then we have Jimmy being interviewed in the beginning, saying he doesn't know where Jey Uso is and he hadn't spoke to him. Then we have our first match, that's Madcap and Braun and Ricochet versus the Imperium in a really good match. While the match was happening, it's a 6-man tag. Drew McIntyre came out to watch, and in the end, Gunther got the win. Then Drew came down to the ring, started to beat down the Imperium, and then he got jumped by the Viking Raiders, and then Sheamus came out for the save. Then we had in the back, Ray said he wants to take care of Cross, and then Santos says to him he has a lot of respect for Rey Mysterio, and then his son turns up and basically threatens Santos and Ray. Then we have Jimmy and Solo in the back saying they haven't heard from Jay, but he believes Jay will turn up. And then Paul's H says when Jay turns up, maybe Jimmy's going to talk to him brother to brother on his own in the ring. Then we have LA Knight coming out saying he wants to make money. He's not there for WrestleMania moments. He's only there to make money. He was then confronted by the New Day. The New Day said they've had WrestleMania moments when Kofi Kingston, Kofi Mania, that didn't happen, where Kofi Kingston did win the WWE Championship, and they had a back and forth. Then it turned into a match. It was Kofi Kingston versus LA Knight, and Kofi won. Then we had Charlotte Flair basically calling out Rhea Ripley. Dom comes out and starts talking about Rhea Ripley, starts playing a few compliments to Charlotte Flair, which then Rhea Ripley comes out and basically just gets in Charlotte's face. There's nothing physical happens, and that was it. There's a bit of a stare down, and that was it. Then we had Natalya versus Shayna in a really good match with Ronda Rousey at ringside. Shayna won. Then we had the Firefly Funhouse has returned, and it seemed to be like some type of game show, and the message it seemed to be putting across is can you keep a secret? So we will see what happens then. He seems to mock Bobby Lashley slightly, so we will see what happens. I actually would like to see Bobby Lashley on SmackDown, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. Then we had Jimmy saying hopefully Jay will turn up in another segment, and then Paul H gets a message from Roman Reigns saying to Jimmy that he better sort out his brother or he will. So that's a bit of a threat. So then we had Ray versus Karrion Kross in a really good match. Dom obviously was ringside and interfered, which then led Kross to the win. And then Ray and Dom had a back and forth in the ring where Dom was trying to tell his dad to hit him, but he didn't, but he was close. I think there's a match coming up between them two at WrestleMania, would make sense. Then in the main segment of the night, Jimmy comes out to speak to Jay. Jay doesn't turn up, instead he gets Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn turns up and says he thought him and Jimmy were brothers, but then he feels betrayed by Jimmy. But Jimmy goes, you betrayed me when you hit Roman Reigns with a chair because you know that's my blood. But then Sami was like, listen, the bloodline's going to go down. He doesn't want him to go down with him. And at that point, Jay turned up out the crowd. As Sami looked at Jay, he got sucker punched by Jimmy. And then Sami took out Jimmy, and then Solo came down. So Sami Zayn hightailed it. So that is your review of Raw and SmackDown in under 10 minutes, just about 10 minutes. So if you can like and subscribe to my channel, that'd be so kind of you. Thank you very much.